Welcome back to the garden. I've been away for a couple of days, so I have a pretty solid harvest of strawberries, peppers, and cherry tomatoes, I think. I'm going to bring you along as I harvest, and then I'll show you at the end a couple ways that I store the food from my small space garden. So we're starting in the green stalk, and once we're finished, we'll head to the raised beds. Here are the strawberries we harvested from the green stalk, and now let's take a look at our miniature tomatoes. The garden is looking really good. It makes me so happy to see it after I've been gone a couple days. And I have several new zinnias that have just opened up, which is just such a sweet surprise to come out here and see those. And soon we'll be at our highest production here in the next couple weeks. We'll continue getting peppers and tomatoes, and we'll also be able to harvest more zucchini and things like basil. So I'm excited to bring you along for that. One of our gray zucchinis is ready, and this variety likes to be harvested when they're pretty small, just a couple inches long. Taking a look at our tomatoes, we have a couple large ones that are almost ready but not quite. We do have one that's completely ready. It's the Cherokee Purple. Well, I'm disappointed that I can't eat my first Cherokee Purple, the first large tomato that's ripe, but at least the chickens will enjoy it. Thankfully, we have plenty of cherry tomatoes that we can pick. I'm going to pick the blueberry tomatoes now. gonna start by rinsing everything off, and then I'll lay it out and show you what I do with a harvest like this. I'm gonna start with the strawberries, and because I only get a handful of strawberries each week, I'm going to save them to use them in a recipe here in the next couple weeks. So I already have a bag that I've started saving some strawberries from last week. And what I do is just cut off the tops and put them in a freezer bag. And then when I have enough for a recipe, I'll use them, and then I'll do it all over again. So the recipe I'm wanting to make takes 2 cups of strawberries, so it'll take me a couple weeks before I have that amount, and that's fine with me. There's something really special about using my own homegrown strawberries instead of getting them at the store, so it will be worth the wait. If I only have a couple strawberries at a time, I will just pick them and eat them just right off the plant while I'm walking through the garden. But since I have a pretty good bunch, I'm going to freeze them for later. Also, my chickens love strawberries, so if I find one that has maybe some bug damage or a funny spot, I will give it to them. And I also save all my strawberry tops to give to them because they will love to eat the fruit off of those. Here's what I have saved so far. For the tomatoes, for cherry tomatoes, I either eat them on salads or things like that, but in this case, I'm going to freeze half of them and then save half of them on the counter. So same thing as with the strawberries. I have a bag that I've already started of some cherry tomatoes, and I'll use them later in the season to make salsa when I have enough. So I'm going to go ahead and freeze all of my orange cherry tomatoes. And then my blueberry, the red and purple, I'm going to keep out on the counter. If you put your tomatoes in the fridge, they're not going to be as good for fresh eating. They'll lose some of that garden flavor, so I'm going to leave these out on the counter to use them in a recipe later this week. Okay, I have rinsed and dried my blueberry tomatoes, my gray zucchini, and my peppers. And as far as peppers go today, I have some jalapeno peppers. This one is called a Buena Mulata. It's a really spicy pepper. These are gypsy sweet peppers. And I also have a couple, these are called blazing banana, so they're a spicy banana pepper. And I'm gonna leave these in my vegetable stand and use them in a recipe later this week. Thank you so much for joining me in my garden today. And I'm so excited to see all that it's producing in such a small space. So I'll bring you along for the recipe I end up making with some of my tomatoes and squash and peppers. And I hope you have a great day.